Yo, what's up? This is Shadow Rocket Profo Won of the Floor Gangs and Knuckleneck Tribe, and you're watching The Trades, the Melting Pot Special Jam Edition, coming to you live from Hawaii of the island of Oahu. And yo, okay, so we've been trying to do this for the past half an hour because I wanted to go on half an hour ago. But every time we didn't notice that the virtual reality computer to play all these games was cutting off our bandwidth, so it was hard to always set up the show. But we're on live now, and that's what's important. We're on here every Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But you know what? It's my show. I could go on whenever I want, and I felt like, hey, you know, I'm around amongst great people, so might as well interview them now. So without further ado, I'm going to have my first guest come up, the BcOne Allstar himself, representing MF Kids and Squadron. We got my man, Vicious Vic, and we got our live studio audience. Give it a hand. See, yo, we have a live studio audience too. That gives a different feel. How's everything going, Vic?
Yeah, everything's going good, man.
Yeah, so this is your first time in Hawaii. What's your first impressions? This is your last night, so tell us about like your feeling going in, like you know your experience coming into the island and then arriving. Like what was your thoughts before and what are your thoughts now, as far as just Hawaii in general?
Well, coming here, I expected it to be like how it is. I came here, there's beaches everywhere, it's fucking palm trees everywhere. So,
yeah,
so it's dope, yeah.
But I mean, like, okay, but you're from Florida where there are palm trees already. It's humid as hell too. So what do you think are the differences so far for you?
The differences is the food. I love the food, and the people are super cool, super nice, and yeah, it's just different, you know.
Yeah. Where did you come prior to like you know you from Florida to here? Where what event were you at before this?
Well, before I was at Outbreak. Then I went to IB, and then after that I went to Austria, and then I went to Ukraine.
Oh damn!
So I was out for a month.
Oh, okay, so you weren't going back and forth. You just straight up toured out there for a month.
Yeah, I was out there for a month.
So how is that? Is that like a lot of stress on your body as far as? And plus you're competing, so like, what's your regimen as far as training and maintaining while you're basically on the move? Like, were you like stationed somewhere and then go in and out of that place in Europe, or is it like literally a different place every weekend?
Yeah, well, it's hard because I was at Outbreak for like a week.
Right.
And then after that, I went to Holland before going to IB.
Right.
And then I went to IB, and then it's all this stress because of fucking traveling, trying to find a hotel.
Oh, okay.
Trying to know where you're gonna stay at, and then how to get to the airport.
Right.
Most of my flights are like at 6 a.m.
Oh shit.
5 a.m. Yes.
Yeah, promoters, please book us at 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. No more 6 a.m. to save money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how was it? So how did you kind of train in between the traveling then? Like how were you? Because you were competing. So how did you maintain?
Well, I didn't get to train at all.
Oh, okay.
Like I just trained when I was in Florida, like 3 weeks straight, and then I went to IB and Outbreak and just was battles and just partying. That's it.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah. And so how's your training regimen over in Florida? Like how's it like? And you're outdoors too, so you're in the humid heat doing all that stuff. So what's like your regimen, your regular regimen? Like describe a day of training. Like
so a day of training is I have my practice spot in my backyard, so I can literally just wake up and just go train if I want.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. I just wake up, I run, I come back, I train like 2 hours, then I work out, and then after working out, just chill out for like 4 hours. Go swimming and then train again like 4 hours, 3 hours. You know?
You go swimming at like what? Like you have a pool out there or like? Okay, dope. Oh shit! All right. Okay, so how is it now that you had the exhibition at the Melting Pot? How did you prepare for that? Because you did all that type of stuff. You did a month tour, and then you had to do an exhibition battle. So how did you maintain that?
Yeah, I didn't prepare at all. Because I was in Europe for a month.
Right.
That whole month after Outbreak, I was just straight partying, just having fun because I was training for 3 weeks straight. Like, really hard.
Right.
And then I just wanted to have fun. and then I didn't get to train in Europe.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just going off the cuff and just like,
Yeah,
hey, you know what? I'm just gonna do what I gotta do.
Yeah, and I came back home like 3 days ago from like a 28-hour flight.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
shit.
I just came back home, then 3 days later left here.
Alright. So the thing is that happened this year is that you just signed with Redbull, right?
Yeah.
Like, so how? Tell us about that process. How long did it take you to like kind of like go through that process? Like, when did they kind of holler at you about like being interested as being an all-star and stuff like that? And then when did you finally like sign the contract and you're officially in?
Yeah, for me, it took like a year.
Oh yeah. Did they go up to you or were you kind of like?
Yeah, they went up to me because I won the BcOne.
Right.
And then they came up to me like 2 months later, and then they're asking me about a contract and all this stuff. And then a year later, that's when they signed.
Yeah. So
it took a while.
Was it continuous talks like through that whole year?
Yeah, continuous talks.
Was it just like negotiating as far as like payment or what was it?
Nah, it was just I guess like the Red Bull people were like we're busy, you know.
Right.
So it took a whole year, and then once Issei won, they put both of us in.
So Issei is
so
okay.
Together,
Right. So it's like, so how is it being like, you know, because like, you know, there's a rarity, like Monster just had their team established, you know what I mean, and Red Bull obviously had a team for a few years. So how's it feel being like one of the new kids to come in there and just like experiencing, like, you know, you had Rockstrike who's been down for a long time, you have like Lilu and Hong Ten who've been down for a long time and built like this foundation. Like, you know, because it didn't exist before, and then those guys kind of built that foundation for you to come in. So how is it like? How is it different from when you were a freelance to being signed under a sponsored company?
Well, it's way better now because I travel more.
Right.
I get like a lot of benefits from it.
Yeah.
And and Red Bull just takes really good care of the B-boys, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just the best, man. Just traveling all the time, and then getting paid more.
Right.
And a lot of people don't get that opportunity, you know. So for me, I cherish it. I like appreciate it. 100%. Yeah.
So one thing I know about you is like I noticed that like you'll do the competitions, but I feel like every time you represent, you always come with something new, right? So what keeps you in it? Because like, you know, you've accomplished a lot. Like that year, what year was it where you won like back to back? Was that 2016?
No, not 15.
It was 15, right? When you went back to back, like, you know, he was like one of the only b-boys to have that back to back type of thing. After that, a lot of people, for me being around the scene for a long time, I see a lot of people like go like this, and then after that, it's like a big crash. What keeps you like in your process to create and strive for more? When you already reached that peak that like maybe Thesis is starting to maybe get to that point, you know what I mean? What keeps you in it? You know what I mean?
What keeps me in it is just there's people talking shit. Like,
it's the beef, huh?
I love that. And me losing as well because in 2015 I won.
Right.
And then I was just like, oh yeah, like I could do whatever and I could still win.
Right.
And then I ended up losing every battle.
Oh shit, like right after that.
Yeah, and that just woke me up. I was like, oh fuck, I need to start training. I need to start like breaking how I used to break.
Right.
And then it just woke me up and now I'm starting to train more. Like now, after this trip, I'm gonna go back home in just 2 months.
Right.
Train.
Yeah, that's dope. But
yeah, it's just people talking shit. Like a lot of people don't like that.
Yeah.
But for me, it fuels me up, you know.
Yeah.
Like it gets me mad and it gets me more motivated.
Yeah. So what do you see like? Okay, this is a two-part question. Where do you see breaking in 5, or where would you like to see breaking in 5 years, and where would you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, I would like to see breaking. I would like to see breaking like boxing, you know, like like I would love to see every b-boy living off of this.
Right.
Because there's a lot of b-boys struggling, you know.
Yeah.
So I would love to see every b-boy just making a living off of this and making good money and getting paid for what they deserve, you know.
Right. And where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Myself in 5 years, I really don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Do you feel like you're gonna
I feel like
You think you'll still be like competing hard?
No, yeah, for sure. Me in 5 years, because I feel like I haven't even reached my peak yet.
Okay.
I'm just getting started, you know.
Right.
Because I know I could do way better. So.
Just self-reflective, right? If you're being self-reflective, what's an aspect of breaking you think you need to really work on? Like, there's so many different aspects, right? Like, obviously, like dynamically.
Like I need to work on top rock.
Yeah. All right,
for sure.
All right, man.
For sure,
yeah, see, that's self-awareness. You know what I mean? You know how people are like, just like, no, man, I just do my thing. And I don't have to learn anything. Yo, everyone out there, he's self-aware. He knows what your strengths and weaknesses. Always triple down on your strengths, but always work on your weaknesses to make it a strength, right?
Yeah, because a lot of people just, oh, nah, I don't like that. Oh, yeah, I don't like this. You know?
Right.
For me, I just love doing everything. So. And I know I have to work on my top rock, my footwork, and power as well.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, for real? Really? You have to work on power? I need to work on power, motherfucker. Alright, I'm about to sign you out. What do you guys say to all the B-boys and B-girls out there? What's something that, if you could tell them, like, to get to the levels that you've gone to, or to even just have fun and continue doing it, what's advice out there for them?
Well, for me, I feel like a lot of people give up easily, and when they lose, it just, how do you call it? Like when they lose, they just give up. They just don't try harder. They don't train harder for the next battle, Right. So for me, start like believing in yourself, because I noticed like really believing in yourself takes you a long way. If you're breaking and you don't believe what you're doing, nobody else is gonna believe what you're doing.
Right.
And it's the same thing with life, If you don't see yourself as a confident person or as this, and you see yourself as like just down and all this stuff, then you're gonna look like that to everybody.
Right.
So just start like believing in yourself. It doesn't matter what you do, just believe yourself.
Alright, cool. So where can they find you on your social media platforms?
Well, you can find me on Bboy Victor, and then on Facebook, my fan page, Bboy Victor, and then on Instagram, Super MONTALVO.
Alright. Give it up for a vicious fit. Yeah.